everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Buster Green, and we're doing another week where we review the Gundam Witch from Mercury, and this time we're up to episode 8. But first things first, before I start that, I need 912 watch hours to get my channel monetized. I need to do that in the next year, but if everyone subscribed to me right now could watch my channel for 1 hour, I will get there tomorrow. So that's a really big deal right now, you guys. In short, just watch some more of my videos after this one. Like, it helps. Anyway, after last week, there was this really super hilarious comic predicting this next episode. I'm going to read to you guys because sometime in the future, I think this comic will disappear and no one will ever see it again. So I'm recording it in my channel. Mother! I'm not a Tanuki, right? Oh, looks like the truth is finally out. I'm so sorry. Soletta, you actually are a Tanuki. Pompoko. You're cute, so it's fine, isn't it? There. Yeah, that comic's awesome. Like, that's just exactly what you would expect after episode 7. Alright, anyway, with that out of the way, let's watch the actual episode 8. So episode 8 starts with Choo-Choo being shocked that Mirin made a Gundam company. And Nika and Astanaj assure Sheer that she actually did. Meanwhile, the gambling kids in the back seem to think she had an ulterior motive. Anyway, Mirin and Soletta suddenly show up and they're all messy and covered in paint. And Mirin declares that everyone in the Earth House now suddenly works for their company and they're going to get paid for it. Soletta apologizes profusely to everyone, but anyway, Mirin runs wild all over the place. And cue the credits. So anyway, after that, Choo-Choo flips the fuck out and apparently she saws through a pipe because Choo-Choo does not want to work for Mirin because Choo-Choo's a low-key racist. But Nika is cool with it because the aerial Gundam is excited to work on, and it's a chance for them to show off how cool they are and become rich too. Oh, and thank you, random teacher, for telling us the guy with the bad haircut is named Martin. So apparently, meanwhile, Soletta and Mirin have gone to Soletta's mom, who obviously knows exactly what the fuck is going on, and they wanted to get some answers out of her. So her mom gives Mirin like this wiki data drive with like a bunch of stats about the aerial Gundam and how it's done up to now. And she says that it's good to have because numbers impress everyone. She also doesn't reveal any of the major secrets about the show, but tells Mirin that for some reason the aerial Gundam can never be mass produced. Anyway, Soletta finally breaks down and asks her mom why she lied to her, and her mom does the old, I lied to you because my arm is fake. You know, that gag she likes to do. But it doesn't freak Soletta out because she's probably seen her do it before. And at the end of the day, her mom's arm is still her mom's arm, even if it pops off. So then Prospera gives a super Gundam-y speech about people fear the unknown because they fear what is unknown, blah, blah, blah. And then goes into Mom of the Year mode and suddenly does Char's CCA Neo Zeon pose. Anyway, that's all suspicious as fuck, but they leave it at that. And apparently on the plane ride back, Shadiq was also on the plane ride they were riding. And so he confronts them and he asks Mirin, like, what's her business plan? Because if she doesn't have a business plan, she's going to, like, destroy Twitter like Elon Musk did. So since she doesn't have a business plan, he offers to do a hostile takeover of her company, and she's not having it. Now, at this point, Soletta kind of thinks that Shadiq might be in love with Mirin because he keeps, like, stalking her. But Mirin sums it up that he was born poor, so now he wants to get as much stuff as he can possibly get. So they go back to Earth House, and Earth House is slowly reformatting itself into an actual company. They had all the kids figure out the major bullshit of running a company, and this part of the show is like really educational. It's like what to do if you run a company. They also point out that they need to figure out how the aerial Gundam works to mass produce safe Gundam technology. And then they discuss scrapping the Ferrat Gundam, but they think that's not actually useful because it's an unsafe Gundam, and apparently fixing it will cost an exorbitant amount of money. So Mirin thinks instead they can sell something to raise money, but all they actually had to sell right now are weapons. And they don't want to sell the weapons because if they sell them, the weapons will probably be used to attack the Earth, which is where everyone is from. So then they go into a massive moral conundrum that mobile suits are primarily weapons for killing, and if they're selling them, then they're profiting from the deaths of others, and no one can decide what is good for anyone, so they leave the choice up to Mirin. Now, Mirin doesn't really have an answer for them at the moment, so she, like, stalls and says that they need to first make the company look cool and make people like Gundams again. So she assigns one of the random kids to make a logo, and then she assigns Soletta and the other kids into creating a PR video about how cool Gundams are. And after that, we flip over to Golden Turk, who's still living in a tent in the woods. And on top of that, he's being bullied by a bunch of bullies who are like pouring water on him as he like eats curry half a cup. Now, Shadiq chases the bullies away, and then he tries to make Gul an offer to defect to his house because he's still one of the top Nemesis pilots in the school, and he thinks he would be useful. And this actually kind of reminds me of what happened to Char after like Dolezal dismissed him and like Kashylia picked him up. Anyway, so it doesn't seem like it goes well, so then Zanelli's dad calls him up and reminds him that his house is extremely anti-Gundams. So all the mobile suits they develop in their house are probably specifically designed to kill Gundams. So then we see a flashback to Miorine's dad being young and sexy in the prologue, only this time he's on a big TV and he says that Gundams are illegal. And that pisses Miorine off, so then she goes to talk to Belmeria. And I guess while she is talking to Belmeria, she takes possession of the Fair Act. And she also wants more information about why Gundams are, what Gundams are, and why nobody likes them. And surprisingly, when she goes to pick up the Fair Act, it's actually almost fully fixed, which is actually a shocker. Now, Belmeria is very sensitive about the word witch. She considers it a racial term. So nonetheless, she gives Miorine a bunch of information. And then Miorine goes back to the tomato house, and Zanelli shows up there to confront her. Now, he says he's come there to grovel with her and help her sell Gundams. And he proposes some kind of alliance where he will sell the Gundams, he will give her personnel, he will give her money. But it seems that overall she turned him down. Shadiq seems to want the Gundams released because he thinks if Gundams are released, it will jumpstart the global economy and encourage all the major companies in play to spend more money redeveloping their mobile suits to be better. And then Shadiq also proposes that he and Miorine team up to fuck over their dads. But once again, I'm pretty sure from his later actions, Miorine just said outright no. Anyway, then after that, we go back to the Earth House and all the girls are in casual outfits. Also, Psychic Girl is kind of dressed a lot like Lala Soon here. That's kind of cool. Nika looks cute in her casual outfit. Anyway, at this point, Miorine comes back and drops a huge bombshell that she got the original Gundam promotional video from Belmeria. And in that video, she figures out that in this universe, Gundams were originally created for medical purposes to help human beings adapt to space and deal with prosthetic limb issues. And she decides that although Gundams can be used as weapons, if they can complete Gundams as their original purpose for space adaptation and exploration and medical research, then that'll overall fuck over her father, who just didn't want any of this happening. So anyway, this kind of inspires everyone and gets everyone motivated that the Gundam can actually be more than a weapon, it can actually save lives. And then they do a hard cut to Soletta's super pathetic Gundam promotional video. Holy shit, it's hilariously bad. If you look closely, they green screen the Gundam dancing with Soletta, and they just scale down the Gundam significantly. And also, if you look here, you can see a little goat walking by the green screen, because they literally just filmed the Gundam and shrunk it down. Anyway, Prospera finds this hilarious, and so do I. And with all that, the Gundam company is almost established. Everyone's exhausted. Choo-Choo is apparently okay with this, because she now realizes that her friends on Earth need prosthetic limbs, so she wants to get them for them. And after that, Miorine and Soletta are having a happy ending on a gorgeous Starlight Drive together, and they generally seem like they're starting to fall in love. And then everything fucking falls apart. Shadiq at this point does a hostile takeover of Miorine's company, hinging on her potential inability to prove that her Gundams actually are safe. And for the first time, we see Shadiq's house, and guess what? It's all hot bitches. And yeah, they're here to seize the Gundam. Alright. So this episode was another really cool Miorine episode. Miorine is kind of taking over as the main character for the last two episodes. Anyway, in this one, she does a shit ton of legwork about how to actually run a Gundam company and how to actually monetize it. And she digs into a lot of the backstory drama, which is what we've all wanted to hear about. What exactly Gundams are, why nobody likes them. And meanwhile, while all this was going down, Soletta made a video that is not supposed to have a goat in it, but totally has a goat in it. Yeah, Soletta really didn't do much in this episode. Meanwhile, Shadiq also made several big moves in this episode, trying to take a stake in Mirin's company. Now, what's pretty interesting here is that he has several potential motivations for doing this. Number one, his dad hates Gundam, so maybe he wants to destroy Mirin's company. Number two, Mirin says he just wants to be as rich as possible because he grew up poor. But personally, it seems like based on his conversation with Mirin, he just wants to do it to stimulate the economy. Either way, he's making a lot of moves, and there are a lot of weird moves. And the way this episode built him up, and also built up his mobile suit, it seems like they're implying that either in the next episode or the next 2 episodes, he's going to have a fight with Soletta. Oh, actually, I know exactly where this is going. If Mirin can't justify her company's existence legally, maybe they'll gamble on it and have Soletta and Shadiq fight in Gundams again. I totally expect that to be either the next episode or the episode after that. We get a little bit more of Lady Prospera going crazy in this episode again, but she was way too much in mom mode in this episode, so she didn't pull any low-key crazy moments like the last episode. Except with the arm thing again, but Soletta was totally unfazed by it. I guess it doesn't work on her. Alright, anyway guys, see you next week. Next week I completely expect Shadiq and Soletta will move towards fighting each other, or they might fight each other right away, but we're getting there. Oh, and once again, please watch my channel, you guys. I desperately need those 912 watch hours to get monetized. So if everyone can watch another old video of mine or just anything I've made for 2 hours, that'll help me get over the top. And once again, I'm going to keep asking for this until I'm monetized. So that's where I'm at. So help me out, guys. Please help me out. Eventually, I'll start doing some really cool stuff. All right. Thank you guys. Later.